I'm surprised you picked this one, actually. I thought you were saving.
No, remember I couldn't find my notes last time, Bob. That's what it was. We wanted to do it, and I put up my notes. Welcome back to Less Cash More Mash. My name's Tom.
Michael J.
And today, we're cracking open a new bottle of Redwood Empire Lost Monarch.
Lost Monarch.
That's the name of it. So that's what I was just saying. You know, I always leave us talking in before. I could cut it out, but M's playing and we just talk over him. But anyways, we were looking to do this one and I knew I did research on it. I couldn't find my research. We put it back into Santa Sack and then I found my research the next day and I was like, oh, I knew I did it before. I went to go do it. But this is 90 proof. It's approximately 3 years old. We got it for the low price of $39.99. This is their, we haven't had it yet, but High West has a burr rye. So this is Lost Monarch's version of the burr rye. So the company is Purple Wine and Spirits, that's who actually distills it. It's made at Redwood Empire Distillery in California. It's out there somewhere in the Redwood somewhere.
I would guess.
So it's a blend of a 4 to 12-year-old bourbon with a 3 to 5-year-old rye. The rye is it's 60% of the rye. It's a 95.5 rye. And then 40% of the bourbon is the mash bill was supposed to be 75% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. So I've been interested to try this one. I've watched other people do it, and I absolutely love it. But
We give it an outstanding pop. That was like lame.
It was not an outstanding pop. You want me to try it again?
Well, you usually do it with.
There it is. That's a little bit of something. You want me to say?
Stay away from the tape?
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, say America. Like ADHD whiskey does every time you pass a... I cannot see when you do that. Thank you. I can't be blamed with that spillage. I was sidetracked. That's more kisses than I've had in years. Are you kidding? Someone in this house loves me. Yeah. All right. So, super excited to try this one. Why it stayed in the Santa Sack that long, I don't know. I've had this one for a dog's age, actually. We've had this one in there a long...
I didn't even read. I don't even know the story. I know nothing about this one. Nothing.
His one job is to read the bottle.
Yeah, well, it was a little sidetracked.
I want to say, and I might be getting confused, I believe these are the people that... they plant a tree.
I want to
for
say
every bottle.
I think that I do remember that on the other stories, but I'm not gonna read in front of you.
Yeah, I want to say that every bottle sold, they plant a tree to help the forest and stuff. Again, I said this is $39.99. The burr rye for High West is upwards of 65 to 70, I think. And last time I seen it, might even be 75. Actually, it's up there. It's in that range.
69 to 75.
It's in that general range. The last time I seen it, so.
Is there one more of these, or this is the end of them?
I believe I've seen other people do it, and I think there's one more, and it's like a purplish. It's not this one, but it's kind of like a reddish on the label. I forget the name of it though. And these were the three I found. This brought me onto a store. In fact, when I saw them on the shelf, there were three of them right next to each other, and they were all. I'm like, ooh, that's a good price for that. On the nose.
Didn't jump out.
I think I'm getting the minty right off the nose. I don't know if you get it in a palate.
No,
it's not
you get
heavy.
a sparkle. It actually drinks hotter than it feels.
The 90 proof. Let me see.
To me, it's got a pretty good little neck hug right here, and that was a sip. So to me, it's drinking more than 90. But flavor wise, it was good. I do get the twinge of that.
Just a little hint of the because the 95.5 rye
you
usually
can almost fall that into. It's may end up screwing me into a rye.
Right. We're gonna have to just this because technically,
it's not.
This is a blend of straight whiskeys, so it's just gonna be just a whiskey. It's not gonna be because it has a rye and a bourbon in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're both. So this one's.
I'm leaning towards we're both gonna get an F.
Probably.
Because one of us may call it a rye and one of us may call it a bourbon.
Unless I can get I'm going to see how this. We're going to have to see how this opens up too, because this may change as we go along. But
I haven't noticed a huge change.
in some of them, I have.
Well, I guess
That Driftless Glen we just
Forester
did.
ends up. I get this huge nut flavor out of that, or nose out of that one, so that leans me that direction. But you get a banana, so however you go.
Me and the rest of the world to get the banana. I just think it. But again, that was a perfect example. I had said that to one of the comments. I said, but that just goes to show you that two people could sit next to each other, get totally different smells, and still guess the right bottle because it's what you portray as the smell that's coming in. That's what I'm saying. Even as this just sits a little bit, that's why I'm kind of.
But I would still lean. Well, in the beginning, I was going to lean towards a rye, and now I'm leaning towards a bourbon. And nor would I ever think it's just a whiskey. I would not think this is like Jack Daniel's. It's the only whiskey because they're the only ones that kind of do that. Besides Irish, and it's not.
But we picked Irish as an Irish, right?
This one's gonna jump at us. It'll jump at me.
Well, there's a couple that are peak. I'll tell you what. The nose is decent, but the flavor going down is real nice.
And again, it's carrying the extra.
You know what it's kind of reminding me of a little bit, and I don't know, the Jack Daniel triple mash when we had that, like it just like the flavor itself just like overtook, like it just was just a ton of flavor. Like it really.
And that was very good.
It was very. It is very good. Yeah,
we could try it.
I don't think it tastes the same.
No,
what I'm
because I was actually leaning towards the rabbit hole, and I know that's a weeder, but it's still.
Well, it's actually it's
a
four grain.
Too,
but I don't remember. I don't remember
rabbit. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's three different ryes that they blend.
Four.
Yeah. The triple mash was three different blends.
Yeah, but it wasn't three different ryes.
It was a bourbon, a rye, and something else. It was a similar thing to this. It's got some staying power.
No,
like
it does. That's why it's
hangs on.
It's drinking hotter, and it stays.
There is for a 90 proof. Again, you're getting not a real like 120 proof, but at 30
for $40. This is I get this all
day long. Yeah, no, I 100% was going to say that because as you can see, it drinks right down.
Right now,
I didn't pour enough for myself, but
I was thinking you screwed me too.
Well, I might have. Well, I was kind of getting French kissed over here in my defense. So yeah.
Of all, this one might stand out the most.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm backlogging my memory,
out
of
all three of these,
yes.
I believe we liked both of them because this one was a rye, the Emerald Giant,
and
it was good, and this one was okay. What I remember of it, but this one,
same price.
I believe I got them all the same price when I bought them. $39.99.
Then, if that's the case, then from my memory,
$39.99. So
either we sample that against this, but I would right now. I'm saying I would take this one over that one.
We can because this is the other bourbon, right? So this is just bourbon whiskey,
and this is a blended whiskey.
Sonoma, California. It wasn't in California. That's what I thought. And this is it's a blend of straight whiskeys. Right. But what it is it's 60% rye, 40% bourbon.
So that's why
we can sample it again because this one's actually phenomenal. That's why you're getting it's like a 2-in-1, and I can see why when I watched the Bourbon Junkies and they were raving about High West bourbon.
Are you gonna pour one and I'm gonna pour one, and now you're gonna get confused? So we're gonna do this right this time.
I am never confused. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, here, just pour my glass.
All right, and I'm not gonna touch that glass. Just so you know what's going on. I'm not going to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pour on a tape, dumbass. I just did.
All right. In my defense, there might have been a few whiskeys involved in that episode. We
go back and look. Yeah, he didn't. But he's just like, nope, you were wrong.
No, okay. I believe I went back and looked and I was right. You moved it and hoodwinked me, but I didn't bring it back up on the next episode. So I don't know what time that I'm not right, so we're just going to go with that.
Yeah, okay.
Still my rat.
Ron, that's good.
That ain't right. All right, so I'm going to put the new one like I always do on the inside. That's this one right here. This one I put on the inside, that one I got on the outside.
And that's how I have it here.
Okay, so I don't remember this one. We did that episode so long ago.
I remember we liked it. And we don't hit them. I try not to hit them. I'm not here long enough to hit them.
No, every episode.
He just hates
He
crap.
can't stand dump trucks either. He doesn't like anything that makes a loud noise.
He really don't like anything.
He's not a fan
Likes
of
talk.
anything. He loves me. That's it. He's not a fan of anything that comes around. Now, now when you go back and forth, I'm getting the rye out of this. Like I'm getting
This one.
the pine.
The minty.
The minty pine.
Yeah.
Like the minty pine out of that. The nose.
But again, it's set a little bit longer.
Correct. This one I'm not really getting anything.
I was just gonna say, I'm trying.
I remember when we did it. I'd have to go back. I'd have to go back
Should
and
I
look at
try,
the
like-
review. But I want to say I was just kind of like, I'm somewhat disappointed. I think when we did it because I expected so much because everyone else talked them up, but maybe they were always talking about this one.
Let me show you jerky sauce zero, how to mix.
Did you see that in that video? That was so funny. Now the palate,
Just had to throw it out there. That's his son's video.
for now, we might have to change the name on that one because he's thinking of changing the name because they stole his
very-
name. Yeah, he went.
It's a
just.
a very dirty word
Yeah, I don't know.
or a dirty name somehow. They gave it to him and now it's no good.
Yeah. Yep.
So initial sip and sip. I'm still liking this one better.
I will say I actually like this better than when we drank it originally. It actually is a good taste of bourbon. The nose is nothing, but then when you drink it,
Well, I'm
actually,
hoping the nose comes around after a sip. So.
Well, I'm just saying, like compared to some, like you drink
You
it,
get the mint though in that one right now.
you do now, and I didn't really
Compared
notice
to
it
this
as
one.
much. I thought I had a hint of it, but when you bring it up now, I'm getting it. But will we get it when it's by
lean
itself?
more
I don't
towards
know.
a rye, which is this one, but this one. It has that minty nose. It's gonna screw me in a blind.
When you just said that, you normally say, "I'm not a big rye fan," and you say,
No.
"I lean."
No,
you
no.
Saying
It's
it's a
gotta-
rye,
right,
not
it's-
drinking
right,
it.
right.
Which one? Because you're usually more of a bourbon than anything.
Too early to answer that question.
Now, and I just switched that one. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. But in first impressions, though, I think like the viscosity and the actual overall mouthfeel just seems better on that one. Like it just seems, not that this one isn't bad. It's actually really good compared. I don't remember it being as good as it is.
And it has some hang time too.
For a $32 bottle or whatever we paid
has
for
some
it, it's
hang
not
time
bad.
as well.
Either one of them.
And they are different. What is that 90 proof as well?
The drink is totally different. It hits you in different places on my tongue.
It does.
Like the rye one kind of hits the front of my tongue and around, and this one kind of hits the back of my
And the
tongue.
rye
It
actually
just-
catches me here.
yeah, it definitely hits
This
in
one-
different areas. Yeah, this is 90 proof too. I will say, I don't know if we said it in the previous things. I love their, I like the tall bottle. I think it just stands out. But I just like the
We did say this in the last
the
one.
simplicity of it, but yet
It's
the
not.
uniqueness of it.
Right, it's complex
It-
but yet simple.
That's what I mean. It's basic, simple, two colors, whatever two colors they
Yeah,
pick.
that I guess.
You know what I
But
mean?
The
But
design
it's
is not
just
a simple drawing.
It's just a happy little drawing, though,
it
but
is.
it's unique. Like they all
is.
have a story in the drawing itself. It makes you look at it like, what is that? It catches your eye when it was on the shelf. You know what I mean? That's the one.
So I guess you asked, which right now the nose stands out higher in here than this one.
I agree because it stores that minty element.
That well, and minty, but still has a good bourbon-esque back edge.
Right?
You get the initial mint, and then you get the back edge of the caramels.
But nobody drinks with their nose. Which one do you like better? That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, we're rushing.
We're not rushing. I still got 2 glasses left. I'm just kind of curious on which one are you picking. I mean, we're not doing them head to head. I'm just kind of curious. No matter what you tell me, tomorrow may change anyways. This one reminds me.
It's drinking a little more to the rye end on this one, but
It is. But this one to me reminds me of the ryes that are like a low rye, like when you get a barely legal rye, because it still has the bourbon flavors, but you get that little rye hit at the end. Kind of like when I drank the Wild Turkey 101 rye.
yeah, but it has a twist of a different flavor in the end. Which is, I don't know if it's rye or it has to be the rye. It's got a twist of a different
minty
flavor. Not so much minty in taste. It has like I can't even say it's barrel. It's just a extra little.
I don't get oaky on either one of them.
No, it gets an
Either
extra
of them,
little tingy,
actually.
like not. I don't know if tingy is a word, but it's like extra little.
It is when you say it. Dingy. I know what you're saying. You're tasting. Like you really don't get the mix of the bourbon and the rye kind of counteracted that 95.5 minty rye. Like if we broke out like the pinhook over here, that would remember that was like straight mint bomb. I actually really, me personally, since he's not going to answer, I've asked him 42 questions today. I've yet to get a straight answer out of any other one. But I personally like this one better.
Did I not say give me 5 minutes?
You did.
All right, well, I'm on 3.
I think we spent 45 minutes like, what bottle do you want? And he started talking about the sky and the trees.
No, I had
thing. Like,
4 phone calls in between.
I couldn't get a straight answer out of him. But honestly, both of these, this one's actually surprising me. Because I thought it was going to smash it. This one's surprising me because I don't remember it having as much flavor as it does right now.
You know what? Honestly, because I'm getting the extra rye here.
Because you're not a rye guy.
I'm almost leaning to that. I prefer that one better.
Hence why I asked you. I figured you would pick that one.
Give me 2 seconds.
I'm
said
not
give
rushing
me
you.
No, but
the people want to know.
I'm leaning that way only. This has a different little aftertaste, which
you've certainly in your transition of drinking the whiskey have gravitated hard to the bourbon-esque end of it all. Where I still have a little more like I kind of like sometimes like I don't
you
even
have a bigger variety pack. But so with that though,
but I gravitate like every once in a while. It's like I feel like a little minty.
I
went
back to Donegal the other day, and it wasn't as over the edge as I think we gave the review. It wasn't as bad to me.
I don't think we said it was bad at the time. That one brought the Scotch flavor.
But it wasn't that overpowering. I think maybe we gave it that review and going back to it. At my house.
It is.
It's not as bad. It's not a Scotch.
Because you started with that one. For the most part.
That's all I had.
That's what I'm saying. So, and that goes back to, like, if you would have drank a bourbon right before that, you would have been like,
well, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, because I did that the other day, and it definitely brings you to the Scotch.
Back to, for those of you who think the blinds are easy, they're not. Because if you end up with something like that, it's way over there. It's day and night.
Which we do take all the suggestions seriously, and people have said, dummies, you don't have any Canadian, you don't have any, you know what I mean? Because
I keep looking at them, and I'll have to get some.
The problem is all the ones we have in the Santa Sack, we already have in the Santa Sack, and we'll have to get some more. But we have some bangers coming up. We have some real good ones. Unfortunately, they're either rye or bourbon for the most part of what we got in here.
We do have to
we have to get a couple more.
And there's a huge aisle of both that I tend to beeline right by, and then where's the bourbon start, and then I go from there. Because it's same for the Canadian. There's another go on the other side, it's Canadian, and I'd be like, no, I stay over here. So I got to get better.
But it's the same thing with the Irish. Like to me, again, nothing against Irish, Scotch. I drink them all, but preferred taste, I go with the bourbon and rye myself. Me personally, but
so we haven't been doing this that long.
No,
and there's just as many Irish, just as many Scotch, or more of both as there is to these. So at what point, how far? If we stay 5 years, 10 years, we'll probably hit them all. But right now,
no, right.
This is our preference. So that's why you see more.
Because we keep finding them and stuff. Right. And again, as you can see, the set keeps changing, and any expansion. Oh, it's that time of the day again.
So
any
Zero just came home.
Yeah. So He's gonna go meet him at the door. Apologize for his barking. He's gonna cry like a baby. All right, go, Finn, go get him. Go see him. That being said, he likes us. He doesn't like anyone else, but he likes us. But I forgot what I was going at. We are listening to your comments, and we are going to eventually have to stop branching off. But it is coming towards the end of the season, and we're trying to get as many of the good ones that we have over there out, so that we were thinking of doing like a best of. So leave a comment down below if you want to see like what the best. We started this in late January when I did my first couple videos before you came in, and so we're gonna go straight on what we've had, what our best of 2022 was,
right,
of what we had, whether
5,
it was made
10, 12, we haven't figured that out yet.
Whether it was made in 2000, which is just what we drank in 2022,
right. Oh, yeah,
what
yeah.
our best one. It's just whatever we have done. So leave a comment down below if you want to see that. And but we're trying to get a bunch of them out. But this one, especially if you can find it for the price of $39.99, I would buy this hands down again.
No, they're both very good.
And it makes me curious now for the High West one, but I know that was upwards of like $70 when we looked at it. And now it's like, can it be this better than that? You know, that's almost twice the money. You know what I mean? So
we'll soon find out, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have to stay away from this one until we get the other one, and because now I'm curious. I really want to see. You know,
so we'll even think of that for.
And I'm sure there's other
2023. We'll have to expand our horizon, I guess, and try to pick up the other varieties. We will get it. We will get there.
No,
because I work with quite a few Irish, and they're like, "Have you tried Redbreast? Have you tried Teeling? Have you tried this?"
And people say,
and
because Redbreast
we
actually
has
so like numerous levels too,
they
just
do.
in that
But
one.
we'll try to find whatever's the low end to the high end and go that way. We have a couple. I have a.
No, I actually
I'll have to go shopping with her and say no.
I actually heard that one was really. I actually heard the Redbreast was actually really good.
Yeah,
I really
have
did.
too,
I've heard
from
that.
them.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And they
time
really
again, but-
they swear by the Teeling.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. And I also say that I drank a lot of cheap Scotch, and
I know,
but I've never drank any of the Isla Scotch, like the hardcore Isla Scotch, and I've never. There are a billion Scotch out there.
They are.
And
And
in fact, some of them are for $1 billion.
That is true too. But how many can you buy in a year? And
No, right.
Here's where we're at. I mean,
So again, leave a comment down below. If there is something you want to see and we haven't done it, or you're curious, or you haven't tried it yet, you want us to be the crash test dummies, leave a comment down below. We don't. We'll see.
That's cute.
But we haven't actually. We've been trying to go true to the name.
Nobody's actually said you should. Oh no, Ancient Age guy. He did.
But that was perfect because it was a cheap one. And there is and actually
get it.
Tremo had mentioned there's like 3 or 4 bottle in Mons, but you have to be in the area of Kentucky. And I do have super fan of the channel, might be heading back that way. So we might have to go on the. He told me go on there and just buy it, and then I'll pick it up on the way through. So if we can get it, we'll have to look at like JTS Brown and the other ones that he suggested to, because we can't get them.
We do listen and we do try.
No, yep. It's just the problem is not all the real good cheap ones come to Mass. They just don't do it.
No, but we also are working feverishly on our connections and contacts too. So it's getting easier. It's getting better.
No, and that's the one thing we can say over the handful of months that we've been doing is things have definitely changed, and we do have people that are working with us now because they realize we're not buying stuff and selling them on secondaries and stuff. It's like, go on there. You can see we started with 3, and it's funny actually because I put a couple of things on TikTok and stuff, and then you go back and you look. It's funny for me to go back when it was just either or you just came in. I remember you were my special guest at a couple of them where
who had nothing to say.
There's literally like 3 bottles behind us, and I mean the set.
They were right here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It has changed, and we're ever evolving. So that being said, we kind of got off topic. Redwood Empire, the 2 right here are actually phenomenal. Actually, this one's actually if I gave that a bad review, I take it back. This is either opened up a lot, or the nose did.
Because this is This
But
is
I like this one better myself. I like the
personally, I
combination.
like that one better.
Yeah.
But again, he leans towards the rye.
Every once in a
more,
while, it does like
and I like that one a little bit better.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
overall,
but they're both
both
very
of them
good
are
for the
phenomenal.
money.
Actually, for under $40,
Yeah.
I pick it up all day long. So there you
And the
go.
bottle's neat.
Yeah, everything about
I'll
it.
read the story
And
in
I
it.
do like the fact, the buy a bottle, plant a tree.
Yeah.
It has a cause besides. They're doing something.
We're not gonna
So,
go green like Biden, but we're good.
It's hey, every little bit helps. Who wants to live on
I
Mars?
won't buy an electric car.
I got one in my driveway. No, but anyways.
It's not gonna happen.
That being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more.
Cheers.
I will buy a hybrid though. If it gets me with a gas
I'm
mileage.
not buying a freaking electric car.